recent pre-finals have had a very tough finals-like game in some respects, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We knew what we were coming into against Hawthorn today. They've really improved as a side throughout the year. They're certainly not a 16th place side. They're pretty tough at it, and they give you challenges with the ball. They use the ball very effectively, but in the end, I was very proud of our group and how they defended. I thought in the end we've had 60 inside 50s to 38, and sort of wore them down in a lot of ways. So really proud of the team's performance today.
Now that you've finally got it in the bag, is it a relief, excitement, or what's the sort of emotion?
Oh, look, I think it's always good to lock something away, whether it be finals, whether it be a top four position. But that's just half of where we want to go. We want to be a club that continues to improve, and I'm incredibly proud of our footy club in totality because, for 3 years running now, we've been able to put ourselves in positions to give ourselves a chance. And once again, we've locked away a top four spot, which is, fantastic for our supporters. And obviously big for our footy club. But we're not stopping there. We want more. We're hungry. And we're going to keep looking for ways to get better.
We finish in the top four and who you play and everything.
Not interested.
It's still up. It's a big game next week. How are you feeling about going there? Buddies fare well. They'll have a lot of emotion. They have a lot to play for as well. Again, looks like another really big test.
Yeah, look, I think it's just great that we get to play another team that's going to be playing finals footy. Both teams, they finished second on the ladder last year. They're a tough team to play against, and it's going to be a perfect game for us. So, we want to finish as high as we can as a footy club. So, we'll go up there with a really strong attitude to play a really strong footy team on their home ground.
How do you juggle round 24 in terms of giving players maybe a game off if they need it, as opposed to continuing the momentum going into finals?
Yeah, I think now with the pre-finals bye, it becomes a bit of an irrelevant conversation. We want to make sure that we're playing some great footy, and then we can reassess when the new season begins. So, we're not looking too far ahead in that space. We'll manage our players and look at them throughout the week and make sure they're fit and healthy. But we certainly won't be resting players unless they're forced to rest.
Frustrated with some of the attention at quarter time, that sort of spilled over a bit. How did you sort of coach him through those first few quarters, and the way he finished the game obviously was pretty strong, but did you have to talk to him at all to get him back up to it, or how did he sort of deal with that?
He's dealt with attention for 7 years, so it's nothing new for him. Clearly Finn McGuinness is someone that doesn't want the ball, so that makes it a bit challenging and a bit frustrating, but he's a player where we used where we wanted to put him to maximise the team's benefit, and I thought he was outstanding for the team. And that's what we want from those type of guys, that if they're in those situations, how can they help the team? And in the end, it was very similar with Trent Rivers late in the game. How can we manipulate that to help the team? And, that's what we'll continue to look at.
When you say you didn't want the ball, is there still a place in the game for that sort of role, do you think, or does it sit comfortably with you? Or?
Yeah, that's fine. That's the game of footy. Every team structures up a little bit differently. They've been doing it pretty strongly for about 6 or 7 weeks with some high effect in certain areas of the game. So that's just something I'm sure clubs will get better at dealing with.
Speaking of the points, they always say defence wins flags. How pleased were you with the form of Rivers, Lever, May, with the finals very close?
Yeah, look, I thought our back six, especially after quarter time, started to get in some really good form. I thought they were outstanding. I thought Jake Lever's game was sensational. He sort of commanded, and Stevie May down there, they were very strong for us. And, part of our footy club's been about building our game around our contest and defence and having a really strong back 6 or 7, and that was pretty evident today, I thought.
And just Max Gawn's game, rucking solo, and what does that kind of mean for Brodie Grundy, who you missed out today?
Yeah, look, Max is someone that thrives in that situation. He carries a big load, as a player for our footy club, and it was just fantastic to see. 200 games. He's Jess and George and everyone involved in the day. It's just brilliant for him. He gives this club so much, not only as a player but as a person. I've never seen a person care for people as much as what Max does, have great empathy for people's situations, and to see the joy that he brings so many people, it's just great that we can celebrate with him today.
Will we see Bailey back next week, Woody?
Yeah, we'll see Bailey play. We'll assess him during the week. But, we've got some options now. Tom McDonald played his second game back in the VFL and kicked 3. We're starting to develop some options. I thought Josh Shackey, when he came on, looked strong, and Joel Smith's looking strong as a forward as well. So, we're starting to get some options down there.
Where does Brody fit in all that, Sol?
Yeah, look, he's in the same basket as everyone else. We'll pick the best team that we think can win games of footy, and Brody's a part of that. He knows that. We've had some really strong conversations and good conversations with him around what that looks like, and he's totally invested and wants to keep pursuing not only being a great ruckman, which he is, but also improve his forward line craft.
Do you believe you can play the two specialist rucks in the same 22?
Nothing's off the table. So, as I said, it's our job as a match committee and coaching group, and my role is to make sure we pick the team that we think can win games of footy, and as I've said, nothing's off the table for the next 5 or 6 weeks.
Does it come down to a match-up situation where if you play a certain club that has the two frontline rucks?
Yeah, look, I think there's sometimes you can look at it that way. We'll assess what our best look is in all areas of the game, whether that be in the ruck and also forward.
Speaking of your forward line, what did you make of Melsham's game today? Like, you would have looked at it, the form Sicily's been in, that was a big scalp for him.
Yeah, it was. We're just really proud of Jake. He's been so important to us in the last 10 weeks. The way his leadership, we gave him the role on Sicily today, and I think if you sit there as a pure football person and see the job that he did and the impact he had, it's significant for our team. And he's continuing to forge ahead. He trains to an incredibly high level, and he's in some really good form. So we'll keep giving him tasks and roles depending on who we play. Some weeks he does, some weeks he doesn't, depending if we think we can advantage.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.